Hi everybody, Raleigh here for another episode of Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. Today I speak about a ticklish a topic, something that persons, for example, those persons within the humane society might say that this is really inhumane to actually watch. This speaks about feeding your fish or your aquatic creatures live food. I'm not talking about live food. I'm not talking about daphnia, isopods, or you know, all those they'll find microscopic organism that you feed your fish like branching and stuff. I'm talking about feeding your fish, whether it be feeder fish or you're feeding them like lizards and other insects within your yard. Okay, so I have two very large Oscars, and I'm gonna be talking to you primarily about my Oscars, because this is the primarily reason why I'm actually doing this video. Okay, so I have two large Oscars. I have realized that over the years that I've been keeping Oscars, that Oscars are very feisty. They will actually consume anything that can hold in their mouth that moves. They are a little bit hesitant, if not, they will ignore um, creatures, whether it be insects or other fish that is within the pond that is already dead. So this leads to the next question: is is it is it so significant for let's say fish like piranha or oscar or other fish that actually would feed on other fish or other aquatic creature? Is it so significant feeding them live food? I mean, like you feed them the food that is live, and that you catch it or you get it that's dead and you throw it to them. Okay, so like many humans, fish in particular like a challenge, right? So a fish will like a shark will actually gravitate to anything that pulls their attention, whether it be blood, whether it be the movements of the water, or something like that. Some fish, I'm not saying oscars are, but some fish are totally not really good at their sight, so their sensitivity with regards to um their smell, as for sharks and other aquatic creatures, and the vibration that the food actually gives, live food actually gives in the water, um, help them to say, hey, it's dinner time. Now, for Oscars, what I realize is that they actually like it when you give them live food. Also for piranhas and for sharks, right? They like it when the food must be whatever you're giving them as, like, let's say out of their dietary um the dietary normal dietary feeding. Like for example, you have a fish food and they actually know when it is fish food, right? They will eat the fish food gladly. But as soon as you throw, let's say for example, you throw a dead fish in the pond or in the aquarium, they will not consume it, right? The thing about fish is that they, if they are used to being fed by you, the owner, on a regular basis, on a timely basis, and one day you just throw a dead fish in space, it will not consume it because it's not hungry enough to go to what you call it now, this stage where in which it just doesn't care anymore, right? It's not at that stage as yet. But if you leave it for a long time, not fed, it will actually pick out different sections of that dead fish. Points to note: practically every fish, whether it's vegetarian or it is a fish that consume both vegetables and other aquatic creatures for benefit of protein, uh, they do tend to pick on the dead aquatic creatures that exist within the pond space or the aquarium. For example, some fish will go at, if they're really hungry, like starving, they will go at the eyeballs of other fish. They will go at the tail of other fish, and if a dead fish is in the pond, they will go at the dead fish. They just keep on picking the fish until the fish opens out, and they just pick up, pick. That's just how they are. But they have to be in a situation where in which they have not been fed a while. Now, you domesticating the aquarium fish, and the fish is, whether you notice it, yes or no, the fish is accustomed to when you feed it, when you clean the water, when you do certain things. It's familiar with that. It's familiar with the colors of the feed. So if I say that I am going to be changing my Oscar fish food from orange fish koi stick, all right, to let's say aqua marine I call it pellets, right? It's gonna take a very long time before my Oscars starts to consume that. They are gonna have to be very hungry before they try anything else because they have already conditioned their mind. Uh, Pavlov in his theory, psychology here, right? Say that you have what I call classical conditioning. So you condition your mind to whenever you're hungry, your master, well, the fish classify you as a master, right? Whenever they see the orange flakes, sorry, orange, yeah, flakes or koi stick, it symbolizes that it's feeding time. If they see a dead fish floating on the top of the water, it's not really giving them the indication that it is feeding time, right? It's just that if they see something that's live, they say that it's snack time, right? Fish keeping is very unique. Some fish have distinct behaviors as far as feeding is concerned. In some fish, you will say that they are vegetarian, but yet still, if you have small fries within that space in which you keep the fish will actually consume the small fry. uh for me and my Oscar, I just caught a lizard a while ago, right? And I placed it in the pond. The lizard was not moving because it got stuck on some glue. So the two front foot was actually, taken off, and I was taking it up. So it only had the back foot. So when I placed it in the water, the lizard was not moving. The Oscars came, they looked at it, and they left. But as soon as the lizard started to move its tail at the back, the Oscar returned and actually ate it, right? This is of some form of significance as far as feeding these fish, live insects, creatures that exist around my pond space. If a dead lizard fall into my pond with my Oscar fish will not consume it unless my Oscars are starving, and my Oscars are fed at least once every 2 days. So they have been classically conditioned to know that every 2 days they see koi sticks fall into the water. So therefore, they're actually conditioned to that. Anything in between that is snack, and that is dependent on whether or not it's moving. If it's starving, that's a total different thing. If you have any rational or thinking on this topic, let me know. But for me, this is my experience, right? I believe that your fish has to be starving before it actually consumes other dead organisms within the aquarium space because of what you call classical conditioning. Peace out. Catch you next time. Bye.